Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a Sacred Union Energy Update. We're going to be taking a quick look at what is going on between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, especially this week in the month of November. Today is November 1st, so we're going to be taking a look at the energies moving forward this month. There's going to be some powerful energies that are assisting us with the eclipse season beginning. We have new moons, full moons. I think we have a super moon this month, as well as the eclipses. So there's going to be some powerful energies. We are also in Scorpio season, which means that it is a season of transformation. This is that death energy. The death card in tarot is all about rebirth, beginnings and endings, rebirth, transformation. And that's really what this feels like. So this is going to be a very quick update just to see what is going on in the energies today. I'm hoping to be back later this week with some more readings over on Susan Dawn Ascension Connections. I'm hoping to do a sacred channeling, and I'm hoping to do another more in-depth Sacred Union energy update, but there's a lot going on, as you guys know. I'm a little bit stressed out, as you might be able to hear. I'm in the middle of packing for a move. I am transitioning into a new space, into a temporary transitionary space, and I am also trying to rehome 4 very sweet cats, which is very stressful because I do not want to surrender them to a rescue because I do not want them to be in cages. So I'm trying to find homes. We are not able to take care of them any longer, especially since we are both moving. So it's a very stressful situation. If you are looking for a cat to adopt and you are in the Pennsylvania area, please do feel free to reach out to me. I will make sure that, everybody is vetted because my heart lies with animals, my empathy lies with animals, and I want them to go to good homes. But we just don't know where else to turn as far as trying to find places or people who are interested. So that being said, this feels like our last resort that I'm reaching out to you guys. If you guys are interested in adopting, just, send me an email, let me know. Also, want to mention, I have my book coming out next week. It releases next week. Oh my goodness. Still can't believe we're in November. You guys, it felt like an entire lifetime just passed. And a lot of that is because there was so many shifts and transformations that were taking place. It was unbelievable, and you can really feel that within yourself. So even though life might feel physically or internally still in a little bit of flux and a little bit of transition, a little bit of upheaval or turmoil, we are moving through transformations just one after another after another after another. So keep hanging in there. It really does feel like the energy, I don't want to say it's going to get lighter. It just feels like it's going to get better. So the energy might feel still a little bit heavy, a little bit dense. You might still be going through challenges, but it does feel like you'll be able to handle it better. Like you have the tools now, you have that self-mastery now, where you'll be able to face those challenges. I do feel like there is a lot of emotion that's coming up to the surface, especially between these counterparts. It feels like shame, regret, guilt, missed opportunities, as well as channeling yesterday. It really feels like I missed the boat. I missed, especially from the masculine side, I missed the boat. I missed this opportunity. Now, there's this sense of looking back on the past, but that reflection, they're showing me, is going to lead to it's going to lead to more transformation, because that looking back in the past is really having you dive deep within yourself. And so you might feel sadness, you might feel uncertainty, you might feel doubt, but keep anchoring into your center, keep anchoring into your heart space, keep anchoring into the love. Illusions are very, very thick right now, especially when you're looking at the 3D. Allow yourself to look within yourself. Allow yourself to keep connecting back to God's source. Allow yourself to keep connecting back to yourself. Connect to the heart space, that higher heart energy. Connect back to the love. That is going to be the most important tool that you have right now to get us through any of this tough energy. It is the love. So, didn't expect that channeling. Meant to say, that my book releases next week. So if you guys are interested, pre-orders mean the world. They are available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook version on any online retailer, or you can check out my author website for signed copies. So thank you guys so much for your support in any way that you're able to support. I really, really appreciate it. I want to address something really, really quick because I've gotten many comments over the years about my pronunciation of the word masculine. Now, when I'm channeling, when I'm speaking, I tend to rush. I tend to go very quickly because I'm channeling very quickly, but that's just how I speak too. So sometimes my words kind of blend together, or the vowels and the consonants kind of blend together. So if you guys, I have no problem with the way I say it. I know how it's pronounced, and I know that I don't often pronounce it correctly. If you guys have an issue with that, please either disregard it, or if it's such a big issue that it is distracting you, then, I do encourage you to find another reader that isn't an issue for you. I try to slow down, but when I'm channeling, I am in very, very, very heightened energy. And so I speak very quickly to get everything out. And that's just how I am as well. I speak very passionately. I speak very quickly. So I just lovingly say, if it is an issue for you, I know how to pronounce it. If it's an issue for you that my words kind of blend together sometimes, then I do ask that, allow yourself to move on from my channel. I say that with a lot of compassion and a lot of love. I say that without any resentment whatsoever, because if that's an issue, rather than looking at the messages that are being received, if you're focused on that, then perhaps this channel is not for you. So I just wanted to address that. It is the first time that perhaps one of the first times I am actually addressing that. But I do want to address that because it seems to be cropping up quite a bit again. And it's, I want to focus on the messages rather than, being really conscious of, I need to pronounce it this way or that way. I know how to pronounce it. It's just sometimes my words blend together and sometimes I misspeak. Okay, so I just wanted to say that as well. So that being said, let's look at the energies of what's going on for these counterparts. So I want to get just an overall energy for the connection as a whole. So this is going to be for the union energy, for the connection as a whole, please, Spirit. What's going on for the connection as a whole? Forgiveness and the Rainbow Reviver. I love this. Okay. As we have been, I'm going to take this as well because I'm feeling it. As we have been channeling recently, this could be your segment of the collective if you're experiencing this. There has been an energy of separation coming in between these counterparts. And it's not so much separation. You feel the connection. The connection is really anchored in, especially energetically. So the connection is not lost. The connection and the love is still there. And it doesn't even feel like there is resentment. It doesn't even feel like there's a separation out of anger. It just feels like circumstances or situations. It feels like a very loving detachment. So the heart is still open. It doesn't feel like the heart is so guarded or closed down as it might have been in the past when separation energy might have been here. So this really feels like detachment. You could call it separation if you're in non-communication, but it really feels more like a sense of individuality. Like you're going on your separate individual paths right now. But that is actually bringing you closer together, even though you can't see how or when or why or what or how this is going to take place. You can't see the unfolding, but there is a union energy that is still very prevalent here. Even though you're experiencing this separation, this is bringing up some upheaval and turmoil. Again, it might feel like your life has done a complete 180 or a complete U-turn from where you thought it was headed. But that was because you really needed to anchor in more of your own wholeness outside of the connection, to let go of that connection-oriented focus, to bring that more to yourself. So I talk a lot about that in the Ascension Sacred Channelings and in the previous Sacred Union energy update. I'll put the links there below if you missed any of it. So make sure if this is resonating with you that you check it out. So that's what's been going on. This energy feels like it's coming in to remind us that we are moving forward, even if it feels like everything got turned upside down, even if it feels like everything is stagnant, even if it feels like, how can this ever come together? Again, you needed to experience this for your own wholeness, especially for divine feminines, to take your focus off of the connection. It had been focused on the connection and your counterpart for so long, and now you really needed to integrate that wholeness of self. Me personally, I've been experiencing so much within myself the past several weeks, since my whole life got kind of turned upside down and in very unexpected ways. And I've really shifted so much within myself and learned so much about myself even deeper than I ever anticipated, than I ever thought possible. Really anchoring into this new energy where even if I wanted to go back to situations and the relationship and connection as it was, I couldn't, because this is a brand new energy. And we had been channeling the journey's end since last spring, where one phase of your journey, one phase of your connection is ending in order to make way for a healthier, more harmonious, new beginning. And that's exactly what is happening. That has been a process, and that process is here, or that new beginning is here. This is the beginning of that new phase. This is the beginning of that new beginning. So what I love about this is you have the Rainbow Reviver, which is that revival energy. It's this energy of, even though things feel like it's fallen apart, even though it feels like it's been destroyed, there is creation energy that is here as well. There is a revival energy that is here as well. And through this transformation, there is going to be so much new, healthy, harmonious, happier, better than what you had anticipated. But you had to let go of the past, firmly let go of the past, really let go of the past. Even your past counterpart, or the past version of your counterpart, you had to let go of the past version of yourself. You had to let go of the past, even life that you had created for yourself, home life, work, career, business, family, whatever it was. Whatever wasn't working, whatever wasn't in energetic alignment with this new version of you that has been trying to come in, you had to really let go of that and accept that, as well as what I'm hearing, in order for this new to come in. And there is this fear of, well, what is the new? Is the new going to be worse, or is the new going to be better? Well, if you're in a higher level of consciousness, it's naturally going to be better. We had channeled that many months ago, a long time ago. This is your present point of power. Everything leading up, all the timelines, all the situations and circumstances, your life experiences leading up to this present point right here was based on your older energy, older versions of you that were manifesting. When you reach higher consciousness, or when you shift into higher consciousness, and you're constantly shifting into higher consciousness because you're constantly growing and expanding, when you're shifting, what happens is you're then creating from that higher level of consciousness. So any lower time streams, any lower situations, lower vibrational frequency, circumstances, situations, etc., they're not here in the potential future, because you can only create and manifest from this higher level of consciousness. So it's all building blocks. And as you ascend, and as you raise your consciousness, you are then manifesting from that new energy. And so what you may have been experiencing in your physical world, or just in your internal world, was it had to fall away. The old energy, and mostly speaking about physical world, had to fall away so that you could align to the new, because you're in a brand new energy. Again, we go much deeper into that in the sacred channeling, so make sure that you check that out. But that's what this feels like. This feels like building on the new. This feels like reviving. It's a sense of, because you're in a higher consciousness, your essence, your spirit, your soul is vibrating at a much higher frequency. And so your entire world is being reshaped, reformed, transformed. It's being revived, revitalized in a brand new way. But it does really feel like you need to work through still some emotions that might be cropping up. And remember that triggers are just showing you where you are giving your power away or not feeling in control of yourself. Remember, you're only in control of yourself. You can't control others. You can't control situations. You're only in control of yourself and your awareness and your reactions. So those triggers are just where the hooks still are, where you're still giving your power away to old situations or patterns. And so this forgiveness, it could be around your counterpart, but it really feels like it's about yourself, allowing yourself to really dive deep and embrace this loving energy about yourself, embrace your self-empowerment, embrace your divinity, embrace your connection to source, embrace your connection to all, and especially embrace your connection to your heart self, your heart center. Within yourself. There could be forgiveness there with your counterpart as well. With the chivalry card that I was called to, this really feels like that masculine energy. It really feels like there's a sense of respect that is coming in. It's a higher sense of respect, and it could be because you're both feeling that respect for each other. You're both feeling that respect for yourselves, and that naturally transcends to respect for others. But it really feels like this chivalry feels like a sense of genuineness. I don't know how to say that. Genuine. It's genuine. It's sincere. It's earnest. It's real. But it does feel like there needs to be some forgiveness here. Again, it very strongly feels like forgiveness of self. Perhaps forgiving the role that you played for being in that lower consciousness, maybe not having boundaries, not speaking up for yourself, maybe for settling for things that you weren't entirely happy with. Whatever it is, allow yourself to forgive yourself. And I feel like there's a sense of forgiveness for your counterpart as well. This whole spread right here feels like there's an opportunity for new growth here. There's an opportunity to revive the connection in a much healthier way than there was. But it really does feel like you had to end something in order for this revival to take place. You really had to accept that ending. You really had to allow it to end in order to allow the new to take place. And I really feel like this chivalry card is the divine masculine who is learning about themselves. I just feel like they're gaining wisdom about themselves. I feel like they're understanding themselves and are aware of themselves on a new level. And it really feels like this is them just wanting to step into their higher self. Almost like they're recognizing, what I'm hearing is, I'm recognizing where I wasn't really embodying all that I wanted to be. I wasn't stepping up in my full capacity like I wanted to or like I always yearned to. This really feels like the divine masculine stepping into the power, not of the distorted energy that they were in before, not of distorted power, but recognizing themselves as their higher self, as they really want to be. And from that energy, they're able to step forward. But this really feels like embodying their sacred self now, where they weren't able to do that before. They weren't able to recognize that for themselves before. And so this whole spread really here has this energy of revitalization, this renewal energy that's coming through here. It's really a beautiful energy. I do feel like this is going to be a continued process because I do feel like the masculines are continuing to understand themselves and become aware of themselves. And I do feel like you divine feminines are continuing the process of wholeness, integration, really understanding yourself and stepping into the life and creating the life that you really want for yourself. And in the middle here, you have forgiveness, you have love, you have compassion, you have understanding. What I'm hearing is this is the soul's perspective. If you've been really entrenched in the physical, which a lot of divine feminines have been, if you've been really entrenched in the physical with situations changing, dynamics changing, relationships changing in your physical environment, what this feels like is a compassion for those changes, an acceptance of those changes. And once you accept and have compassion for those changes, it's from that energy that you can create the new. And that's what this feels like. It feels like acceptance. And they're pointing me to, you see these two rabbits here? It's like, this is the masculine, this is the feminine. It's like, this is, and you're not maybe seeing eye to eye. You're again going on your separate paths right now. But forgiveness, understanding, compassion, when you look at it from the soul's perspective of, okay, why did we choose this? Why did we choose to go our separate ways? Or why did we choose this particular circumstance or this particular experience to have? Because it feels, in our 3D world, to our egoic mind, it feels like, oh my gosh, everything just got turned upside down when maybe things were going harmoniously, or maybe I expected it to go this way or continue in this forward momentum. So why did all of a sudden things just kind of explode and turn upside down? Well, if you look back and pull back and look at it from the soul's perspective, is because there needed to be some sort of healing, some sort of growth and expansion that couldn't necessarily be done together. This is that individuality energy that's coming through. This is that wholeness energy that's coming through. And once you are anchored in and integrated within that wholeness of self, that's that union of self, that's when you can come together in a healthy relationship. But if you are not in that union of self, if you're not in that wholeness of self, then you're just looking at your partner to validate or confirm or to give something to you. And this is for both of you. Both of you were doing this. Divine masculines, they were perhaps latching on to the divine feminine energy as the divine feminine had been leading them through this journey or guiding them through this journey. But now it's the time for the divine masculine to really recognize that they've always had that within themselves, and that the feminine energy within themselves was leading them. That's the twin flame energy. That is the sacred partnership energy. It's the feminine energy within themselves. You, divine feminine, are just the outward embodiment of that. So for you, feminines, if you were looking to your masculine for stability, security, whatever it is, you needed this time apart to recognize that you have that stability and security within yourself, in your own inner masculine. And that is then displayed in your outer masculine as the physical embodiment. So this is that energy of the one soul, but you had to recognize that within yourself first. And I feel like this time, whatever this is, it's that time for you to really dig deep and recognize those energies within yourself and come into balance, come into union within yourself, so that you can come into that physical relationship, not with the triggers anymore, but with beautiful, healed energy. I was just talking to a friend about this as well, where I said, I feel like, and I understand now, where my whole connection, I've been with my divine masculine in the physical. We've been, in physical proximity to each other, except for, maybe months or two, without communication. But that was very, very rare. We had been doing this journey together, which had its own set of challenges, because we were right in each other's faces, triggering each other. And our whole connection had been about the wounded state. We were coming at it from our wounded nature. Now, that's what we were healing on this journey together. That's what we were clearing on this journey together. But we were still coming at it from the wounded energy, repeating pain patterns. Now, clearing those pain patterns, healing those pain patterns. But that's what the triggers were. It was pain patterns. Now it feels like really anchoring in the love energy. Not from the wounded state anymore, but now from the loving state, now from the healed state. And you're constantly going to be healing. You're constantly going to be clearing. Because you're constantly expanding and evolving. But now you're doing so not from the pain of the past, but from the present moment energy of love. And so when you come back into partnership, and that's going to be an unfolding. There's no time frame on this. Everybody's path is going to be a little bit different. It's going to look a little bit different, even within the collective energy. So it doesn't feel like there's a time frame for union right now. It feels like there will be communication, there will be reconciliations, but what that union looks like for everybody is going to look a little bit different. But you're coming at it from a place of love, coming at it from a place of wholeness within the self, recognition within the self. This is the conscious self, the higher self integrated. So allow yourself to move through, and that feels like it's a little bit further down the line. That feels like I'm getting throughout this month of November, we're going to be experiencing more of this transformation, more of this integration, of this wholeness, more of the moving through of the emotions, especially with this Scorpio energy. I do feel like it's going to be more clearing of the emotions, perhaps even surrounding this energy of, whatever this separation is. But it's leading to transformation. So it really does feel like any anger that you still hold, especially towards yourself, any sense of disconnect that you feel, any sense of sadness or heartbreak that you feel, you're moving into this energy of acceptance, and the new. This it's balanced. Those energies, that sadness, anger, it's balanced with a sense of peace within. Like you have this knowing that you're just moving through energy right now. You're just moving through this transitionary process because you're realigning. It's like this sense of peace that, this is only temporary. And it's allowing yourself not to hold on to the feelings and not to hold on to the emotions or the stories, but to just move through it. That's what this really feels like. There's a sense of peace and knowing and faith that you're really anchored into, which is making this situation so different than any kind of separation you may have experienced in the past, because you're different, and that's going to create a different energy surrounding your connection. And so as you come into communication again, as you come into partnership again, relationship again, it's going to be much more balanced. It's going to be much more harmonious. It's going to be much more stable and secure because you're both going through this transformation, this recognition of self, and this anchoring in of the sacred self within your own individual wholeness. And again, once you come into your own wholeness, your own inner union, then you can come into this partnership in its sacredness, in its sacred partnership. Okay. Wow, that was a lot, and I did not expect that. I feel like this is going to be a quick reading. I wanted this to be a quick reading. We're going to be back on hopefully Wednesday with a Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine check-in to see what's really going on between the counterparts individually. But this really feels like this wanted to come out. What's to come, what's happening now, and just allow yourself to move through it. This Rainbow Reviver card is so charged. The energy is so charged here, so profound. This really does feel like revitalization, revival, renewal energy that is here. But still keep allowing yourself to go through the process of transformation. That's what the chivalry card is all about. It is recognition of self, awareness of self. And it's within that awareness of self, it's an understanding. It's a consciousness. It is a genuine, sincere, and earnest conscious recognition of the self. This is authenticity. That's what they just said. This is authenticity. But allow yourself to move through the emotions. Allow yourself to forgive. Allow yourself to put the past so firmly in the past and be very present with your emotions, with your life as a whole, with your experiences. Be very, very present, because it's from that energy that you are creating the new. And the new is aligning. Everything is aligning energetically. It's just a little bit of uncertainty right now, a little bit of unfolding. It's still unfolding is what's happening. All right, you guys, I hope that is helpful to you. Make sure that you stay tuned. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and we'll see you soon. Bye.